Why hello there, fellow smugglers. Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to Jump Space. Episode 3, Grabbing Cargo for Full Repair. So let's go do part 2 of the salvage.
There are some interesting options for our next expedition.
And there is a challenge rating 1 and a challenge rating 2. Let's do the 2. Additionally, there is more ingots offered in this one. The duration of these missions are 4 hops.
Very well. Mission destination set. Prepared for jump when you are ready.
Here we go. Now, before I start, I want to, on this run, I want to take a tour of the ship to see what changed as a result of our salvage run. Because some things probably got repaired that were broken up until now. So we should have more accessibility around the ship, which is nice.
The Legion cargo ship is temporarily stopped in a sector a few jumps ahead. It's the perfect opportunity for us to intercept it. Once you're prepared, let's start jumping toward the target sector. Hopefully, the Legion won't see us coming.
So, this stairwell used to be inaccessible, I think? The other thing is the second railgun. I am definitely not going to be able to plug in. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to unplug the other railgun because I'm going to want my sensors more than the rails. I don't think the difficulty, where it is going to need it to have rails. And here's an example. The side clip here disassembles for 0, so there's no benefit in taking in stuff for salvage. Some items don't carry over as well, like ship repair items I don't think carry over. So let's plan. We have got all 3 of these hops lead to an outpost with a map. And components is what gives you ingots. So I'm definitely going to jump to the components rather than the 2 empty outposts.
There is a facility up ahead holding valuable assets, but its security systems are still active. You'll need to perform an override to get inside.
We've got... That was weird. Unknown signature that didn't come up on scan. Okie dokie. Now, there is X for cruise control. I mean, it's not smart cruise control, but if you need to just, you know, free cruise, that's entirely possible. Let's punch in our next hop.
Cruise control disengaged.
Let's start taking out the sentries.
Locked and loaded.
For a guarded facility, this doesn't seem very well guarded. Probably to my benefit.
Parking procedure initiate.
Got your 6.
I can already see the robots here.
Parking procedure.
So this is the first use of the side clip. Sweet. It's not my favorite weapon, but it's certainly better than nothing.
Looks like it's time to dance.
Caution. It seems that this facility has initiated a lockdown protocol. Anticipate resistance as you proceed. We need to get through this gate. Let's initiate a security protocol override to open it.
Alright, so this is a bit of a wave survival, where we're having to hack the vault door.
You need to fight them off until the override is completed.
There is some loot in this, there's probably some loot in this area.
You can leave some for me too, you know.
And as you can see on the top of the screen, it's a slow override process to open up the door, where we just have to survive until then. As far as my health goes, I have 100 health and then like 25 shields. The shields regen, the health does not. So as long as I'm not taking too much damage at a time, I'll stay
Progress halted. You need
healthy.
to perform a manual bypass to proceed.
So there will be like 10 instances, maybe not 10, but like 5 instances where we have to override progress here to keep hacking.
One less to worry about.
In this case, it was just like a quick button. Sometimes it's a little bit more involved.
Too, you know.
Actually, don't see a lot of loot in this room.
We'll give them no quarter.
Progress halted. You need to perform a manual bypass to proceed.
Something that I came to realize pretty quickly while playing this is like,
Dirty machine.
essentially there's infinite enemies, and the objective is what matters. Oh, here we go, a halberd. That's a much better gun.
Malfunction identified. A manual bypass is required.
So trying to kill like every enemy is a waste of your time. You need to just be clearing the objective
Aha, got one.
and only kill the enemies that are really slowing you down or hurting you, because if you stop to kill every last enemy, they're gonna wear you down.
Approaching.
More loot. Ooh, an artifact.
System malfunction identified. A manual bypass is required.
We don't actually have a place for artifacts yet, so... Ouch. Suicide bots. So these bots just like rocket towards you and blow up. The other thing you might have noticed is I'm using my pistol for when the enemies aren't like dangerous enough to warrant a proper gun, because I have finite ammo for my proper guns. So for these like rinky-dink enemies, I can just plink at them with the free pistol.
Throw.
Hostile forces detected.
Saving my munitions for when it matters.
Progress halted. You need to perform a manual bypass to proceed.
We're almost through.
Very nice shot.
Access granted. Proceed to the jammer.
One less to worry about.
Alright, this is the jammer that stops us from jumping out of the sector, but this is also the loot room.
Jump drive jammer disabled. You can now proceed to the next sector.
So if you want to move things back to your bay, you can stick them in the cargo transporter. That's how you would have to do it in multiplayer. In single player, I can just stare at these things and hold to send to the ship.
No problem. No problem.
And a
at all.
bunch of these artifacts, of course, are
I can carry
we
that
can't
to the
use
ship.
yet. Wow, there's 3 components here. So we got another Lance Railgun. We've got a new component, the solid state reactor.
New component found.
And what's important about these, as you might be able to
Return
tell,
to the hangar for analysis and upgrades.
this has an ingot value. And the ingot value means that if we bring these components back to the hangar, we gain the ingot value for them. So we just moved 3 components onto our ship with ingot value. So the reward for this run was 5 ingots, or 2 ingots, but we've increased it already because we have, you know, another ingot, another ingot, another ingot. I believe this is the same engine I already have, so this is just a spare, but this solid state reactor is different than the one I have, so I'm going to install it to show you the difference. So if you take a look at my power grid, I'll install it, and you'll see the change. So hold to replace.
Component uninstalled.
So here's my old reactor. Oh, oops. And here's the new one.
Component installed.
And now the shape of my power grid is a little bit different. And the advantage of this new one is it has a lot more secure spots. Obviously, I can't accommodate Lance railguns with this configuration either, but it doesn't really matter because I wasn't planning on using them. I'm not really going to be able to use them until I start getting auxiliary generators. So this puts my frag cannons fully on. Actually, let's rearrange this a little bit more. So now my my engines, my pilot weapon, and my sensors are all on secure power. So if I have some sort of power disruption, they won't get disrupted. And if you're wondering, I still gain the ingot value of bringing this back, right? Because if I install the solid-state reactor, then subsequently I'm bringing this one back. So it doesn't really matter which ones I have installed. I'll gain the ingot value of them anyway. So about artifacts. Artifacts, so these artifacts I'm not going to be able to see the value of because we don't have an artifact shelf. But these artifacts will provide passive bonuses for your ship or crew or whatever when they're installed, and they last for the duration of that run. And you can have 5 of them installed, and the artifacts come in different rarities and different levels. And once we have an artifact shelf, I can show you those in more detail. But because I don't have a shelf, I'm just going to recycle them because, as you see, breaks when traveling through jump space means that if I don't recycle them right now, they will shatter and I won't actually gain anything from them. So might as well recycle them. My old side clip. Let's put that on the shelf up here. Oops. I dropped it on the floor there. Now there's another way to reload your ammo. The on-foot box has 4 uses. So the way this works is you deploy it on the floor. I'll just do that. And you can refill your ammo. And it costs 2.5 for a refill because the whole box costs 10. Alternatively, there will eventually be like an ammo box here that I'll be able to refill on the ship. We don't have it yet because our ship is still partially broken. But there are more efficient ways to heal and reload your ammo if you know where to go. There we go. We got the repair kit all laid out. So I don't see anything else on sensors, so let's jump to the next sector. So the next sector is going to be a hostile blockade with a map, and it specializes in extra materia.
Preparing to enter jump space.
We also didn't get intercepted, which is kind of nice.
There is a facility up ahead holding valuable assets, but its security systems are still active. You'll need to perform an override to get inside.
What happens if everyone's not seated? Those that did not find a seat go splat and get knocked out.
Look.
And then you resurrect. So a player has like maybe a minute to be revived by another player.
The entrance is locked down behind multiple security protocols. Find and disable the control nodes.
And if you don't resurrect, and the cost to resurrect is 10 materia. And if you don't resurrect them in time, then they can revive on the ship, but it costs you 15% of your ship's core. So the ship takes durability damage if a player doesn't get resurrected, which is a lot more expensive. All right, buddy, bring that to the ship.
Absolutely.
So this is the map segment that we're trying to collect. Oh, another thing. If your ship is
Bring it back to the hangar.
if your ship is on cruise control
More will unlock new
and it leaves without you, you can like tell it to stop. So I'll demonstrate that now. So let's
Cruise control engaged.
activate cruise control. And then I can hit F
Cruise control.
and I stop cruise control. That way your ship just can't like go on without you, which is a nice method of doing it, because your own jetpacks are slower than your ship, so you'd never be able to catch it. That essentially solves the whole, like, you know, because that happened in like Sea of Thieves, right? If your ship like goes without you, your ship, you know, you take a mermaid back. So this is like,
Check it out.
the version of a mermaid where you just tell your ship to stop.
Materia collected. Empty collectors to retrieve it.
All right, let's go disable the security system. Get this underway. The other platforms out here might have loot. But because this is like a really easy mission, I'm not going to try to be very thorough until we get on harder difficulties, so it becomes more exciting.
Unauthorized access attempt has been detected. Hostile forces are mobilizing. Expect resistance.
So in this case, it's not a ground fight, it's a ship fight. So I'm headed back to the helm because and this is just from my experience, I just know these events. There aren't going to be robots on the platform, they're going to be ships trying to stop me.
Weapons hot, time to dance.
Progress halted. You need to perform a manual bypass to proceed.
And in order to make progress, we have to blow up things around the map here. So in this case, like, this giant fuel tank needs to go.
Entering the combat station.
Ooh, that's a lot of enemy ships.
Materia collected. Empty collectors to retrieve.
And there's more where that came from.
And just like I said in the last jump,
Materia collected. Empty
the
collectors
overhead
to
progress
retrieve.
takes priority over
A manual bypass is required.
trying to kill literally everything. However, if there are ships that are particularly dangerous, you should go after those dangerous ships first. I would say the most dangerous ship in my experience are the snipers, because what they do is they like will try to exit your line of your range and then snipe you, and there's like nothing you can do to stop them from sniping you, which is why they're so dangerous.
And there's more where that came from.
Materia collected. Empty collectors to retrieve it.
We're getting a lot of materia. Where?
Target destroyed. One less clearing out the materia filters.
Alright, all of our shields have been depleted, so we're starting to take core damage. It does not make sense to get off the helm now to try to repair that, because the amount of repairs I could do in the time that I'm off the helm, we're going to take a lot more damage. So a lot of the times when you're solo, or even in a duo, you repair after the fight. You don't repair during the fight, because even as a duo, your duo partner should be on the guns, unless you're like about to explode or something.
Materia collected.
Because you take a lot more damage when you just don't have all hands on deck.
All security nodes are offline. The lockdown is lifted. Return to the entrance and retrieve the assets.
Okay. Now that we're done with that fight, I'm going to get the ship back in working order. So first thing, recycle the scrap.
Purging the
I am going to
materia
print up a 3-pack of repairs. I know I already have 1 repair at the core, but we might as well have extra repairs here. I'm going to slap a single small repair in. Bring our core up to almost full. There's no point in doing whatever remains, because that's just not enough. I'd be using like 1% of the actual repair. Let's refill the shields.
Shield unit installed. Shield unit installed. Shield unit installed. Shield unit installed.
Shields are full. Hull is full. Then we want to... So he collected the materia from this section, this side. But he did not collect it from over here. Oh, no, he did. Buddy's already collecting the materia. So now there's a bunch of materia in our printer room ready to be recycled. Or there should have been. I think he recycled it for us. There's a lot that Buddy's doing. That means that I'm like sitting on my hands because he's just really good at doing that. So I'll at least refill the ammo and put the spare ammo box there. But that's also something that Buddy will do when you're solo. Is this the halberd? Yeah, this is the halberd. That's the cyclip. Okay, so let's take this halberd into the facility. And lift the lockdown. So can't leave until that's lifted.
Joining the on-foot expedition.
We've got another artifact.
No problem at all.
Materia canister.
Bringing it back to the ship.
Assault turrets. Another artifact.
No problem.
And another
I'll carry that
artifact.
to the ship.
The assault turrets is the gun I still have. It's the default weapons. So this is just like a spare that we can bring back for the ingot value. So we're getting a lot of ingots on this run, which is great. And I can't wait to have an artifact shelf so that these artifacts are actually benefiting us, because recycling materia feels so wrong to me. All right, we are ready to make our jump.
Entering jump space. Hold on to your helmet.
And this is, I think, the main goal jump? Yes, mission objective
That's the freighter.
location.
Destroy the ships protecting it before boarding.
So we've got fighters, swarms of fighters, and weak fighters. Got it. Let's go do it. Battle red, engaged.
Entering the combat station.
Materia collected. Empty collectors to retrieve.
Boosting when they have hostile locks on you will help the enemies from missing. We haven't fought any like actually dangerous enemy ships yet, like missile ships and snipers, but pilot maneuvering is like very important later on to try to avoid getting massacred from damage. Again, I'm on easy difficulty, so if this all looks easy, it's because it is. Once we get through the sort of the intro tutorial missions, we will get, everything will get a lot harder. So in this case, this is a timed mission. We're going into their, we're boarding the ship and securing the cargo there. And you can get extra cargo for bonuses, but there's not really a need for me to get bonuses right now, so I'm just going to go for 3 cargo secured. Maybe I'll get 1 bonus just so that you can see the benefits of the bonus.
Clearing out the materia filters.
Grab ammo.
All right, refilling my ammo. And this is time sensitive, so you don't want to waste any time here.
Absolutely.
All right, I am deploying a damage amplifier on the ground here, which raises my on-foot damage times 4. And I'm also going to deploy an ammo box. So standing here, I'm a little bit more protected.
We'll give them no quarter.
cargo we're looking for appears to be locked inside shipping containers. I will require some time to locate and unlock them.
Great job.
I have located the cargo in one of the containers.
All right, so what we're doing here is essentially a snatch and grab. We are stealing their cargo. And we have now 7 minutes to do it. And at the end of those 7 minutes, there will be reinforcement waves. It's basically death waves. We will be fighting like infinite amounts of enemy ships. So you definitely want to get out before the timer's up. It's survivable, but you're going to have to jump because they just keep spawning and spawning and spawning, and you will not be... you won't be making more money than you are wasting with repairs. And the goal is to grab at least 3 of these cargo secured. But there's 6 total to grab, so you can always grab more if you want. Or if you have time.
With you to the bitter end if need be. Very nice job.
I have located the cargo in one of the containers.
And this is not something that Buddy can carry.
Looks like it's time to dance. Take that, you dirty machine.
I do find it hilarious that he says, "Take that, you dirty machine." It's like, buddy, you're a machine. So, as I just demonstrated, the damage amps are temporary boons, so they do wear out. In this facility, there's loot boxes. That's a health station right there. There are some lockers that you can open up for some, like, materia or credits. So there's a lot in that room, and if I had more players with me, they could be looting that room, but as I am solo, there's not really a reason for me to stray from the objective.
Exterminate all Legion trash.
I have located the cargo in one of the containers.
Look out the trash.
And it keeps giving me cargo way in the back of this facility, which is like
Well done.
bad RNG. But luckily, even when you're holding heavy cargo, you
Looks like it's time
can
to dance.
you can grapple, allowing you to
Look out
move
the trash.
a little bit faster than the snail's pace holding something heavy. Buddy, help! I'm getting killed. I definitely have enough time to get all 6. There's just not much of a bonus for getting all 6. Not yet. Not until the credits system has been implemented, I think.
Good job. You can leave the sector now, or continue looking for more cargo.
Taking ammo.
We'll give them no quarter. You can leave some for me too, you know.
That's a convenient one.
Great. Now bring it to
All right, this will be the last one I do,
Time to take out the trash.
just to demonstrate the bonuses. I understand that you might feel like there's a benefit for me to demonstrate what the reinforcement waves look like, but I don't want to sit here for like 4 minutes with my, twiddling my thumbs.
That's another one.
So the next hop is returning to the hangar.
Initiating takeoff.
And then we'll probably have some more difficult missions to be able to undertake.
The cargo in one of the containers. Transition to jump space imminent.
Weird. It didn't actually give me anything for the bonuses. As you can see, I got 0. But the loot on the ship, those components that I had brought back, gave me the ingots, which is great. So now I have 5 ingots. And I think with those ingots, I'm going to spend them upgrading my power grid.
Great work. You found a new component. Install it and try it out.
Because a larger power grid will allow me to power up the rails. So I'm going to go back to the original split reactor.
No problem.
Oh, you know what? It's not going to level up my rails. It only adds protection power. What I really need is the auxiliary generators, which we'll find soon enough. What else to upgrade? Assault turrets would be nice. Pilot cannon. I'm probably going to do pilot cannon. Pilot cannons are like my guns. And let's get them to tier 2. At tier 3, yeah, tier 3 looks nice too. But yep, there we go. We finally got our first upgrade with the ingots that we've been bringing back.
Good to... Whoa, you did it! With these stabilizers, the ship is ready for an upgrade. Well done. I've prepped the ship to be restored whenever you're ready. If Boss drops that football down the cliff again, tell him next time he's not allowed to use the Medrone to retrieve it. Sure, have a look.
Okay, upgrading the ship. It's now a Mark 1. So it's going to have more hit points, I think, and artifact slots and all that jazz.
Now that the ship is restored, we should focus our efforts on finding the Resistance Coalition.
I'm detecting a lot of activity in jump space, but we must assume most of it will be Legion ships. If you want me to scan for Coalition communications specifically, you'll need to connect me to a broad-spectrum superluminal communications interceptor.
I can build that. But to hook you up, I'll need a Telmari Systems interface unit. I think Vosk has one. Probably using it for one of his... projects. See if you can persuade him to part with it.
Okay, do a favor for Vosk in exchange for the Tamari interface unit. Did I fulfill the... No, I only brought home 86 worth of credits and salvage, so I haven't fulfilled the new helmet.
Ah, a Telmari interface unit? Yes, I have it. But you will have to give me something in return. On your next excursion, you will find a new addition to your ship. An artifact cabinet. Barrett has already reluctantly allowed me to install it for you. Place any artifacts you find within the cabinet. This will preserve them for my studies, as jump space travel will otherwise render the artifacts useless to me. In addition, it will allow Iris to temporarily make use of whatever powers the artifacts may hold. Could be useful on your missions, yes? Bring those artifacts to me, and Barrett will get the Telmari interface unit that she desires.
Okay. Bring 10 artifacts back to Voss. And that's the next quest goal.
While I'm working on the comms interceptor, you should focus on upgrading our components as much as possible. For that, you'll need materia ingots. I can fuse some ingots using whatever materia I extract from the ship after you return from a successful mission. Some excursions will yield more ingots than others, so keep that in mind when choosing your next mission.
Thank you for tuning in to Jump Space, which originally streamed live on Twitch. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you'd like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you'd like to join my online gaming community on Discord, Rhadamant.com has a link to it, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching. Special thank you to my Twitch subscribers, Patreon patrons, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, fellow Atirans.